spoke about FCS as being broad. FCS encompasses really basically all of the content areas that we offer within our department, and then some outside, such as the nutrition, more in-depth kinds of things like environmental design, those kinds of things that also fall into fashion. Because it is so broad, you could specialize. And if you think about our department and the different kinds of majors that we have in this room, you all are most of you all are specialized, except for the ones that are in family and consumer sciences, okay? If you think about a doctor and you go to your general practitioner who just, take care of everything, and if something really, then you have to go to a specialist. Well, that's basically how the department is, or the majors are. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the specialist side of things, because Jocelyn asked me to talk about the seafood. Like with family and consumer sciences, family and consumer sciences is the only degree program within our department where students have to take a national exam that serves as their state teacher certification for content, as well as a state exam for pedagogy. The other programs, at the master's level, they have to take a test as well for their licensure, if we're talking about counseling and development or family therapy. But the other programs, undergraduate programs, do not have to take those national exams, even though it may be a certification track. Our department is aligned with the National Council on Family Relations, and being aligned with the National Council on Family Relations, if you complete a number of courses, and we have those courses identified on the degree plan, if you are successful in those areas with I think a B or better, or C or better, you don't have to sit for their national test in order to be credentialed. Once you get your degree, TWU will give all of you a degree, and in our department you get a Bachelor of Science. So the university, you get that from TWU. But if you're getting other kinds of credentials, you have to look at another agency. For instance, like the Family and Consumer Sciences students going to get a BS, but they also want to get Texas teaching certification. So they're going to get a certification from the state. They can also receive the certified Family and Consumer Sciences, because it's the same standards, it's the same testing process. But for those of you who are in the child development, and I think child development also now, especially child life, they have some special credentialing as well. So you'll be able to get a special credential through that major. But for those of you who are in child development, as well as in just straight family studies, you also have the option of getting that certified family life educator credential, okay? But you need to make sure that you're taking the identified courses, okay? If you want to get the credential without sitting for their examination. Now, all of you can sit for the exam for the certified family life educator credential. You just have to take the exam if you do not have the coursework. Like any other kind of credential, you have to keep up with your credential. You have to keep up with your status. That is, you have to continue your education, and they call it continued education. Just as with teachers, once the FCS majors get their degree, they have to earn so many professional development hours a year so that they could renew their credentials. If you get in a CFLE, you have to renew your credentials after a 3-year period. So regardless to what pathway you choose, it is expected of you to get continued education beyond your undergraduate degree. So you will become a lifelong learner, okay? Always going back. For both credentials, except for even with the teaching update in credentials, there's a minimum fee that you pay so that the agency, the organization that grants you the licensure or the certification to house your paperwork or to keep your paperwork, you have to submit a fee for that. Most of the time, it's not an annual fee, so sometimes it's every 2 years, every 3 years, every 5 years. It just depends on the type of credential that we're talking about. And I'm going to say this: a number of organizations, a number of businesses are not only looking for candidates who have a degree, but also who are credentialed as well. So I encourage you to think about, as you're taking your courses, what other kinds of credentials can you get to add to your overall degree? Any questions about credentialing? Now, when you take, I think, occupational issues, when you take the professional development class, when you take your practicum, you're going to hear some more about credentialing, certifications, those kinds of things as well. Any questions? Okay. Sounds good.